Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. Hope you're all having a great day. Today, we go to Daytona in both the Xfinity Series as well as the Cup Series. Mainly for the Cup Series, we have the regular season finale for the final time in our NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode, where we will set the final ever playoff grid in this Career Mode series today. Very excited for that now. But first, we have the Xfinity Series to take care of here in the Daytona Coca-Cola 250 with Daniel Suarez behind the wheel in our number 77 Yellow Heart Ford Mustang here for Going Racing. And it was a tough climb for Daniel, to say the least, here now starting at the back. Of course, no matter what you do at Daytona, you can never qualify good. And hopefully in NASCAR 21 Ignition, that is changed up to where you can actually put up competitive lap times at a Daytona and a Talladega. Suarez did his best really to work his through the field, but unfortunately didn't quite get as far as we were hoping. We cut straight through to the end of this race, this being the final lap here in Daytona. Suarez now going to try and split the middle here between Landon Castle and I believe that was the number 20 car of Brandon Jones on his outside out of turn 4. It was actually Jeff Green leading the field in the number 38 car coming through to win in Daytona. I don't believe he'll make the playoffs due to being so low in the points, and Suarez comes through to finish outside of the top 10 there in 11th place. So an unfortunate finish for Suarez. Carl Long ends up runner up there in 2nd place. Now focusing on the Cup Series, we don't have a qualifying for that one simply because we know we're starting at the back. So let's jump into the regular season finale in Daytona. One race remains in the regular season, and it all comes down to tonight at Daytona International Speedway. Under the lights, who will be the 16 drivers fighting it out in the playoffs? Will we have a surprise winner that wins their way into the playoffs? We're about to find out as we get ready to go green.
Alright, my man, we have a much better car than we did here in the Daytona 500. Let's see if you can make the most out of it.
Absolutely, I don't see why we couldn't win tonight. Let's go get it. There you hear myself as well as Lanchion over the radio here as we are ready to go green for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona International Speedway. Under the lights, the sun is setting and we're ready to take the green flag. Kyle Busch looking very fast today. He is locked into the playoffs on points. He has not won, but he does not have to worry still as he looks to get the first win of the season here tonight in his final season now as Lewis Hamilton had to replace the transmission before the race. He will be starting at the back of the field as we're running for the second time this season the paint scheme that we ran actually at the Daytona 500 and just at the same track, but different race, of course, here now as we're ready to go green for the regular season finale at Daytona, which is now underway. After today, just 10 races, 10 episodes remain in our NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. We're going to hit, close to 280 career mode episodes, which is absolutely crazy to think about now. I can tell you right now, NASCAR 21 Ignition, I had already said this, there will be not anywhere near 280 episodes of the NASCAR 21 Ignition career mode. We're going to slow it down a little bit because I really want to produce quality over quantity, you could say, here with the NASCAR 21 Ignition career mode. What's fun about that one already is I don't have the game yet, obviously, but I am recording our introduction to our career mode already because I am incorporating other games for the very first episode to bring in this really cool storyline that I can't wait for you guys to see. And hopefully the game is easily moddable because I want to do a whole fully fledged storyline idea, but I won't be able to actually pull it off without mods. So that's going to be a big thing in question right now, and hopefully when we get the game we can easily mod it. And if it's really hard to mod, that's going to be very unfortunate. Now as NASCAR Heat 5 is right in the middle, it's not terrible to mod, but it's not easier. F1 2021 is extremely easy to mod compared to NASCAR Heat 5. So focus back on the race. So up inside the top 35 at least here after a couple of laps, Kyle Busch out in front leading the way. Our teammate of Tyler Reddick here today in a must-win scenario if he wants to get into the playoffs now. So if we get an opportunity, you'll certainly see me helping him out, but he has to be there at the end of this race up in the top 5 battling for that win if he's ever going to have help from myself. Now to lap 4, trying to go up the inside of that number 24 of William Byron. No smoke in front of us as we go down into turn 3, and it was actually for our teammate of Tyler Reddick who would blow a tire and he would be out of the Daytona season finale, regular season finale, in just the opening few laps of this race, ending his chances to make the playoffs. So that completely wipes any possibility or any reason to potentially help a teammate try to win here tonight in Daytona like we did last season with Alex Bowman. So that almost takes a little bit of pressure off, but unfortunate at the same time as we wanted to have all 3 Roush LeBron Racing drivers inside the playoffs as we all have picked up the pace here late in that regular season. So unfortunate, Reddick now cannot make it into the playoffs now as we have, like I said, no reason to help our teammate of Christopher Bell. He's already won his way in recently with that win in Canada, which I was really disappointed about losing that one because we had a good shot to win that race, and then right at the end, of course, strategy didn't work out with the timing of the caution and whatnot. So trying to maybe get another win here tonight because we know we've only won 2 races and 1 stage. We've only won 1 stage in the 26 races so far this season. So we're only going to go in the playoffs based on that with 11 playoff points, but we're in the top 10 in points, so we will get an extra couple of playoff points. So we're probably going to go into the playoffs with maybe 12, 13, probably 13 to 14 playoff points total. So this is going to be, like I said in the last episode, I think the toughest playoff fight we are ever going to be up for, and it's thank goodness we have some legitimate speed in this car now, because if we had the same speed as maybe say 10 races ago, I don't know if we would get very far in the playoffs, but now I think we have a chance. We have the speed to get to the Final Four at this point. It's just all about making up for the lack of playoff points. Now, as well, we know that Chase Elliott, Lewis Hamilton, Chris Buescher have all been so dominant that it's really kind of pulled back a bunch of playoff point opportunities for everybody. So it's actually going to be probably quite the tight playoff grid, which will benefit us here as we come through already to lap 9 of stage 1. Just a few laps to go in the stage up the inside of that number 24 Razor Chevrolet Camaro of William Byron. Now as a caution comes out again, 2 cautions in the first 9 laps. This one will actually end stage 1 as we were coming to the final 2 laps of this stage. Kyle Busch gets his first stage win of the season, and surprisingly, it comes at Daytona. Like I said, he's already locked in the playoffs just based on the amount of points that he has picked up over the course of these first 25 complete races here. As everybody will come into the pit lane here for 2 cans of fuel as well as 4 fresh tires here as we get ready for stage 2 as Kyle Busch wins stage 1 in Daytona. Stage 2 about to get underway here from Daytona International Speedway. We had a tremendous opening stage there, only up to 24th, but we didn't have a lot of time to move forward due to both of those cautions coming out there, reducing the amount of laps in stage 1. But we're underway for stage 2, but you can see we actually get the glitch on the restart, and the car does not go whatsoever, and all that ground we had just made up there in those bunch of laps in stage 1 that we had, well, it's gone because we're down to 28th place, which is only a loss of about 4 spots, but the car is still not going yet. So here comes the 66 of Sam Mayer, Lewis Hamilton, our rival of Joey Logano, Cole Custer, and the number 29 for Kevin Harvick Incorporated, Eric Jones there for McLaren, Chase Briscoe in the number 12 car. So we actually end up dropping all the way down into the 34th position. Amped, by the way, coming in a little bit later time now, not at the start of stage 2 this time, but it'll be at the start of that 3rd and final stage. So now we got to play catch up here and hope that this second group can get connected to that first main group once again here as we're going to go to the inside of Logano. We were hauling the mail up to 206 miles per hour, I saw at some point now as Ryan Blaney leads the way, but we would get connected with that first group and we would start to get back into the mix here on lap 5 of 13 in stage 2. Kyle Busch, who was on pole, your stage 1 winner. A lot of speed in that car, actually ends up dropping outside of the top 25 as even I myself am able to get past that M&M's Toyota Camry here. So we look up the inside of that 29 of Cole Custer and that Jimmy John's Ford Mustang for that Kevin Harvick team now. So up into the top 25, up into P24, so we're back into the spot where we started. So now it's just all about moving our way forwards here towards the end of this stage, now to about the halfway point of stage 2 up the inside of Lewis Hamilton here, 3 wide again. I was making a lot more 3 wide moves here in stage 2. I was feeling a lot more confident in the car and just a lot more aggressive as well. We want to try and win a stage here tonight in Daytona, and of course we want to win the race if possible, so we can get an extra at least 5 playoff points to our name here now as we close in towards the top 10 on lap 7 of 13. Ryan Blaney in a commanding lead right now, just holding on consistently here as we came to the lap 8 of 13 in stage 2. Still having these 3 wide battles. We got Austin Cindric, we got Raj Chastain up on our outside. Here's a side drop that 33 Money Lion Ford Mustang down this back. Straightaway Cindric in a must-win scenario along with everybody that's actually below the cut line, like Raj Chastain, like the 47 up there of Tony Bradinger, or the 19 even of Harrison Burton. For the first time in his Cup Series career, he has gone winless throughout the regular season and is about to potentially miss the playoffs for the first time in his Cup Series career unless he gets that first win on the season tonight. Now to lap 9, Matt DiBenedetto had actually taken the lead from Ryan Blaney here now as he was able to shuffle that number 25 Gordon Hendrick Motorsports driver out of their groove and go through to take the lead. So now I'm right behind Kyle Larson for that 10th position here, and we were moving up into some stage points paying positions very, very quick now as we would cut straight through now to the end of lap 10 up the inside of Kyle Larson. We got past the 98 Trackhouse driver of Josh Berry and passing that 5 and up in the 9th place we go as we were running down Christopher Bell. We got up to like 209, 210 miles per hour at some point before we actually got to his back bumper and passed him down the back straightaway. So now side by side here, I don't have the draft, he does, so that kind of pulls us back a little bit here, but down into turn 3 we will be able to clear that number 17 and move up into the 8th position here now as we come through to 2 laps to go. A move to the right hand side of Christian Eckes here now down this front stretch, being a little bit aggressive there, being a little bit bold here, hoping that we would get clear of him into turn 1. Didn't happen, but down the back straightaway we do get clear of that Red Bull driver, get to the inside of Caruth, right to the back of the 78 of Justin Haley. A lot of drivers right here, every single driver except for myself in the mix here in a must-win scenario right now as we came through to the start of the final lap of stage 2 alongside Haley. Now to the right rear of Noah Gragson here as we come through turns 1 and 2 side by side here, trying to side draft him here without running into the side of him. Nearly made contact with that number 1 switch Chevrolet Camaro here as we go down this backstretch for the final time. De Benedetto in a commanding lead over Ryan Blaney. I got help from the number 45 2311 driver of Derek Kraus here as that gives me enough of a push down the backstretch into turn 3 to get alongside again that 1 of Noah Gragson. De Benedetto goes to the top along with Ryan Blaney. Gragson to the inside, myself to the top as well. Gragson looks to the inside of the 25. I'm going to look to the outside. We're going to make it 3 wide down the front straightaway. Matt De Benedetto is going to come through the trial to win stage 2. We're 3 wide to the line and we barely get second place as we make some contact with the 25 as we cross the line, so that could be a concern for the next restart now as we didn't take off on the stage 2 restart, and that could replicate itself again in the beginning of stage 3 as we will pit for 2 cans of fuel, 4 fresh tires as usual as Matt De Benedetto wins stage 2. Back from Daytona, the sun has set and we're ready to go green under the lights for the start of the 3rd and final stage here from Daytona International Speedway. The regular season finale has 1 stage remaining. Can we get our 3rd win on the season, or will we have a new winner now as we are going to be back underway and for the start of stage 3 here from Daytona? It is time to get amped. No opportunity really to get down to that inside as we're stuck on the top here by the end of that 1.5 lap amped segment here, coming to the final 11 laps of this race. Ryan Blaney in the front now actually of this group here on the inside line with help from that 83 of Christian Eckes, but then I would come through, spoil the party for Ryan Blaney. I push Christian Eckes to the lead. Eckes, a defending Cup Series champion, still looking for that first win on the season. Can he pull it off here tonight in Daytona? Now I have help from my teammate of Christopher Bell and that number 17. We would get to the back of the 83 and then actually look to the inside, kind of leave him out to dry here into turn 110 laps ago. I made contact with that apron that slowed me up, but now the 83 has 0 help as we go down this back straightaway. So we would get in front of the 83, but he would remain alongside as I clipped the apron again on the exit at turn 4, and then the 17 is not able to stick with me, so still side by side with the 83 of Eckes. 9 laps to go. Who is going to come out on top between us now? Is actually behind us. We have a crash. Kyle Busch goes around in the middle of the pack and he's going to collect the 98 of Josh Berry and a few other cars as well. Get into the side of Kyle Busch, and Berry as a caution comes out with 9 laps to go, and Kyle Busch will be out in his final race in Daytona. He DNFs the last 2 races, but is locked into the playoffs, so he is okay now, as we would be restarting on the outside. No necessary pit stops to make, so we would get ready to go back green here from this second position. Not the preferred lane, of course, when it comes to a plate track to be restarting on, so I wasn't really liking our chances, to say the least. I knew we had some work to do to get back down to that inside, and then, of course, put the attack to the 83 of Eckes in these closing 6 laps remaining in Daytona now, as we are fortunate to have our teammate of Christopher Bell behind us, but it got worse real quick because the 45 of Derek Kraus actually gets up the inside of him, makes it 3 wide in the middle there with the 1 of Gragson on his inside. Now as I have Blaney on my inside to Benedetto as well. The 83 of Eckes jumps up to the top. I have help from the 45, but I'm noticing there is a lot of drivers around us who are in a must-win situation here to get into the playoffs that are in position to do exactly that, get a race victory now in these closing 5 laps. You got the 25, you got the 10, you got the 1, and I believe I see the 20 of Rajat Karuth back there behind us on the inside line as well. So either pushing the 83 to the win or getting myself to the win was the main goal at this point, just to make sure we don't have a surprise winner spoil that final playoff spot, which would actually take that spot away from Todd Gilliland. Now, unfortunately, Ryan Blaney gets to the lead, so that puts the worst case scenario in for the playoff bubble drivers of Todd Gilliland. So now on lap 37, pushing Eckes through the middle here between Caruth and De Benedetto, and finally I see a door opening for myself to get to the inside here. I decide, you know what, I could commit to the 83 here and try to push him forward, but I said, you know what, it's not working. So I decide we're going to actually jump to the inside in front of our rival of Joey Logano. This could go either way. He could just completely take us out and end our night, or this could be really beneficial for us to have him behind us and give us a big shove, and that's exactly what happens. He gives us a huge shove to the inside of Rajat Karuth here, coming to the final 2 laps in the regular season finale. Ryan Blaney leads, Noah Gragson second, Rajat Karuth in 4th, Logano 5th. They're all in must-win situations here. And then the cars behind Logano were in a must-win, but look at them behind us as we had a run on Noah Gragson. They were fighting each other so hard behind us that now it's a 3-car breakaway in Daytona, and we are easily going to clear the number 1 of Noah Gragson down into turn 3. It's been forever since we've seen him go to victory lane here in the Cup Series, but there's so much of a gap there over that main pack that they're not going to really be able to put a fight to us. So now it's a battle between myself, Ryan Blaney, as well as Noah Gragson. Unfortunately, Gragson not close enough here to help myself as we get to the final lap in Daytona. The race is official at this point. We need to try and complete a pass as soon as we can on the number 25 of Blaney. I try to fake him out a little bit there, but he covers off the inside with no issue whatsoever. So now I know it's going to be a tough pass to complete here down the back straightaway here. So I know I need to try and get to his inside because the top is not where you want to be. And I move to the right, move to the left. He covers it off. Just not enough speed and suck up in the draft to actually make the move where I need to. So I have to go to the top of Blaney. Throws a block into turn 3 on the final lap of the Coke 0400. I need help from Gragson. It's not quite close enough. I could pull to the inside. That would just break the draft and allow the 25 to actually pull away because the 1 car couldn't get there in time down the front straightaway for the final time. One final move to the inside here. I'm actually going to get into the quarter panel of Blaney, but it's not enough. Ryan Blaney wins the regular season finale, and he gets into the playoffs in the last race of the regular season, kicking Todd Gilliland, out of the playoffs here in the final race of the regular season. Heartbreaking for Todd Gilliland. He did everything right this season for front row with that Mercedes power behind the wheel of that car, and unfortunately it wasn't meant to be for that team now, as Ryan Blaney makes the playoffs here for Gordon Hendrick Motorsports, only the 2nd driver for that team to win this season, and of course only the 2nd driver for that team in the playoffs alongside Kyle Larson. So very disappointing how that ended for Todd Gilliland, and I was actually trying so hard there to beat Blaney. I even tried to wreck him coming to the line just about, so it was unfortunate there. As you see, the playoff grid is set. We are only 10 points above the cut line, but Elliott and Hamilton are tied at 33 points above, and then of course you see the rest of the grid right there. Now, what's beneficial about this first round of the playoffs is this is hands down the easiest round for us. We have Dover, where we finished 2nd earlier this season at, and we've always had success at Dover. And then we as well have Martinsville, where we've also had a lot of success at in the past. And then we have the Charlotte Roval. So all 3 tracks we've had very strong success at in the past. So very excited for the first round at least. As always, if you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. And I would like to thank the Going Racing members here of MJ, Joseph 9001, Timothy Arline, Hayes Gaming, Brett Durward, Dark Gengar Gaming, AJ Vasura, Russell Dixon, Kenneth Barnett, Dana 9302, Speed Demon 3401, Alice Emery, as well as Jay Fitz for your continued support. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Have a great day, everybody.